Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and this is Star Trek Discovery, in which I watch Star Trek Discovery while drinking whiskey, because that's how it was meant to be watched. So this is a groundbreaking episode of Star Trek Discovery. Number one, it's the latest recorded video ever. It's like 3:30 in the morning here. Number two, I am freaking light years more drunk than I have ever been while recording one of these videos. The secret is to have an empty stomach. Empty stomach. My last video, I didn't get drunk at all, and it was really frustrating because I ate a bunch right beforehand. But anyway, this is season 1, episode 5, called Choose Your Pain. Although for some freaking reason, the first 10 times I looked at the episode title, I thought it said Choose Your Plan. And I go, that's a really boring title for an episode. But honestly, this was one of my favorite episodes of season 1. I was really into it. It had a lot of great moments, and let's see if I remember any of them. So this is the continuing from obviously the previous episodes, where they have this tardigrade monster who helps them navigate the mycelial network. And they kind of explained more what the mycelial network was. I just always assumed it was something in another dimension that they accessed, but they explained it better in this episode, where there are spores in their dimension, but the roots of these spores grow into another dimension. And obviously, if you look at roots, they kind of look like, networks because they branch. And I thought that was, I don't know why. I find the mycelial network to be freaking fascinating. Like one of my favorite things in sci-fi. Now I know there's this lawsuit where I guess supposedly they stole a lot of these ideas from some video game called Tardigrade. I never heard about it. I just heard about the lawsuit. But I love this whole aspect. So this one has, oh wow, I'm super drunk. So this one had Hugh Colbert, I think. So I'm kind of weird in that I'm watching season 2 and season 1 at the same time. So I'm meeting people long after they have been introduced, but I haven't seen the episode where they were introduced. He was in previous episodes, I think, but not much. This is the first one where they really show him, and they show that he's got a very strong, moral conscience. He's probably the most moral people of everyone we've seen on Star Trek Discovery. Especially first season, which is everyone's in these kind of gray areas. So the tardigrade helps them navigate the mycelial network so they can engage the spore drive and teleport anywhere in the universe. But there's a price to be paid. The tardigrade seems to be degraded. Wow, that was really hard to say while I was drunk, but I think I pulled it off. Basically, the tardigrade is put into pain, psychic and emotional, every time it is used as a navigation device. So they start to come up with the idea that someone who isn't a tardigrade but is sentient could also help navigate the mycelial network. This is, of course, leading to Stamets getting some shunts in his forearm. What do those shunts do? I mean, they look cool. I don't know what they do. Are they just little plugins for him to plug into the network on the Discovery so he can think about the coordinates and coordinate with the mycelial network? I guess. Anyway, they look cool. But I'm trying to think about what the other story... Oh, yeah. So the other storyline is Lorca is captured by the Klingons, and he meets Harry Mudd. Obviously, Harry Mudd is from the original series. It's played by the guy from The Office with the busted hairline. He was actually pretty interesting. They're basically in a torture scenario where when your torturers come in, you're actually able to choose whether it is yourself or other people who get tortured, which obviously if you've been tortured a couple times, it's going to be natural human nature to choose someone else. But they kind of, bring up that we meet Ash Tyler. I do not know if this is the first time we've seen Ash Tyler in season 1. Like I said, I'm super drunk. I feel like we've seen him before, but maybe this is his actual introduction. He's from another ship. He interacts with Lorca, but they have a pretty badass relationship where they end up figuring out a way to escape. And it's basically the classic thing of the selfish person, Mud, cannot form alliances, but Lorca and Ash Tyler can, because they have this common bond of being Starfleet. They're also kind of like not bitches. Like they don't just lay down and accept defeat. They try to actively plan on how to not dominate. What is it? Persevere. As far as Michael Burnham, who's the putative lead of season 1, at least, I don't remember much of her besides she's very empathetic to the tardigrade and she wants to help him. One of probably the most interesting aspects of this is Saru, who Saru is presented as someone kind of very beta. He literally comes from a prey race. But in this one, he's very dominant. He's basically like, I don't care if this hurts the tardigrade. We are in a war. So we got to do whatever helps us win the war. I'm getting a little foggy on some of the things that happen, but basically they find out a other way. But Saru's kind of a hard ass. He's basically, they're always confining people to quarters in this series. I'm going to call season 1 Confined to Quarters. Star Trek Discovery season 1, Confined to Quarters. They're doing that stuff all the time. It's basically grounding you for Starfleet. But besides of that, there's a lot of Tilly. I really like Tilly because she's really cute. Although they light her in a different way in season 1. In season 1, she's got these, I don't know what they're called. They're not warts. They're like bumps on her skin. She's got like 3 of them. And the way she's lit in season 1, they really, really are accentuated. In season 2, they kind of give her softer lighting and it's not so noticeable. But I like Tilly. I always thought I was going to hate Tilly. I like Tilly. I really like Hugh Colbert, the doctor. They do a little subtle thing where, now obviously if you have 2 gay characters, the magnet philosophy is going to come into fruition. 2 gay guys, they must be in a relationship. But they introduced it kind of subtly. At first, you kind of really can't tell they're in a relationship. They kind of seem to not like each other. And then they just cut to, I think, Stamets's quarters. And they're in there brushing their teeth. And it's not like hammering you over the head, but it's like obviously they're in a relationship. If they're, I hit my tablet and activated. If they're brushing their teeth together. But it's cool because you see that they have this, it's not like idyllic. Stamets has a moral imperative he has to meet so that Colbert will stay in a relationship with him. So that part is very interesting. Besides that, I think I covered everything. One of the biggest things when you're switching back and forth between season 1 and season 2 is that, the budget for season 1 is so high. And everything looks like a feature film. Like I just started watching Star Trek 2009. Again, I'm gonna probably finish that tomorrow. And like it looks like it's the same budget. And that movie was probably like 150 million. Every episode looks like half of a third of a $150 million movie. So it looks great. So it's kind of harsh to think about. The last episode I watched looked like it had the budget of, an episode of The Expanse on whatever channel that's on. But it was good. The other thing that I really like about this is I remember when season 1 came out, I just assumed it was SJW nonsense, so I didn't watch it. So I'd always read blogs from people who didn't like it and were roasting it. So in this episode, they curse and they use the F word. And it seems like one of those dumb SJWs are always into unnecessary or forced cursing. But this one was really appropriate. They're working through an issue with the tardigrade and the spore drive. and they're working through it very logically and in a very engineer-like way. And I worked as an engineer in the past, probably will in the future, cybersecurity, and it very much reminded me of, you know, working with my peers and figuring out a problem. You work through things progressively. You know, usually you go from last known good state and you work forward from there. And it's very exciting and very victorious when you find out the solutions. Solutions are usually very simple. Finding them is complicated, but the problem with any network or engineering problem is usually very, very simple. It's usually a single point of failure. So it's very exciting. So I've been in those kind of, you know, eureka moments. So at one point, Tilly curses. She says, "This is effing cool." And it's kind of shocking because people don't talk like that in the Star Trek shows. But then Stamets says, "Yes, this is effing cool." And I really like that point. You know, if you watch my other channel, I always talk about I don't like cursing. Usually cursing is used as a substitute for better writing, or in real life, it's a substitute for a more intelligent way to express yourself. But yeah, this is basically celebratory. So yeah, when you get excited and emotional, sometimes you'll curse, and it's the perfect way to express yourself. So I really like that aspect. Honestly, I'm only 5 issues into season 1, and it is pretty dark and un-Star Trek in a lot of ways, but I really like this show. I like the characters. I like the what do you call it? Cinematography. I like the production design. I like the storyline. I find the story very cool, and I just like it. I'm really glad that it got renewed for season 3. I hope it gets a season 4, at least. Make it a 5-year mission. I want. I'm just enjoying all of it. I'm really happy. So anyway, wow. Okay, so luckily I was recording this whole time. So anyway, thanks for watching. I will probably have a video tomorrow, although on this channel, I've got another channel called Comics Matter where I do like 2 videos every single day. This one, I just do videos when I feel like to. I finished Brazil today. Let me know if you want a video on Brazil. I do kind of comics sci-fi mainly on this. Obviously, Brazil is sci-fi. Let me know if you want a video on Brazil. Otherwise, I'll probably finish Star Trek 2009 tomorrow, and I'll do a video on that. I'm liking it so far. I remember just thinking it was okay, but rewatching it, it's actually, I'm like 20 minutes in. I don't know, 30 minutes in. It's like really good. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll have another video whenever, whenever I have one. Thanks for watching. Bye.